Have you ever faced a choice where fear told you to turn back, but faith urged you to move forward? The Israelites found themselves in that exact situation as they stood on the edge of the promised land. God had guided them out of Egypt, parted the Red Sea, and cared for them in the wilderness. Now, everything he had promised was within reach, but before they could enter, God gave them a test of faith. Moses sent 12 men to explore Canaan, one from each tribe. Their mission was simple: see if the land was as good as God had said and assess the strength of the people living there. For 40 days, the spies traveled through the land. They saw rich farmland, flowing rivers, and massive grape clusters so large that 2 men had to carry one on a pole. Everything God had promised was true. But when they returned, 10 of the spies focused on what scared them. The cities had high walls, and the people were strong. Some were even giants. Fear spread quickly. The Israelites panicked. Some even talked about going back to Egypt. But 2 of the spies, Joshua and Caleb, saw things differently. They had no doubt that God would help them take the land. "We can do this," Caleb said. "Jehovah God is with us." But the people refused to listen. Instead of trusting God, they gave into fear. And because of their lack of faith, God declared that they would wander in the wilderness for 40 years. Only Joshua and Caleb, the ones who trusted in him, would live to see the promised land. After 40 years, a new generation of Israelites stood once again at the edge of Canaan. This time, Joshua was their leader, and before they entered, he sent 2 spies to scout out the city of Jericho. There, they met Rahab, a woman who had heard of Jehovah's power and believed in him. When the king of Jericho learned that Israelite spies were in the city, he sent soldiers to capture them. But Rahab made a bold choice. She hid the spies on her rooftop and sent the soldiers in the wrong direction. Then, she turned to the spies and pleaded, "I know Jehovah has given you this land. Please, when you take the city, spare my family." The spies agreed. "Tie a red cord in your window," they told her. "When Jericho falls, you and your family will be saved." When the walls of Jericho came crashing down, one house remained standing, the house with the red cord in the window. Rahab and her family were saved, just as God had promised, and because of her faith, she wasn't just spared. She was welcomed into God's people. She even became an ancestor of Jesus Christ. So what does this mean for us? Fear and faith cannot coexist. The 10 spies let fear control them, and it cost them everything. But Joshua, Caleb, and Rahab trusted God, and they were richly blessed. Faith isn't just about believing something in our hearts, it requires action. Joshua and Caleb were ready to step into the promised land when no one else was. Rahab risked everything to protect Jehovah's people, and Jehovah God looks at faith, not the past. No matter where we come from, Jehovah welcomes those who trust in him. The Israelites who doubted were left wandering, but those who trusted Jehovah stepped into blessings beyond what they could imagine. Which path will you choose? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to follow us for more content that strengthens your faith. There's so much more to explore, and your journey starts here.